On tonight's episode, Tales from a Porch Swing. I'm kind of digging this global warming. It feels like spring out here. Helping Asheville's buyers, the Arab and the Camel, and jealous grandparents. So, there's a group of damn idiots over here in Asheville, and they think that somebody's setting traps and cutting the feet off bears. So now they've got a $50,000 reward to catch who's cutting the feet off these bears. These damn people ain't no damn hope for them. But I don't know if y'all ever watch that show Letterkenny, but on Letterkenny they call them idiots. And these are a bunch of damn idiots. So I got to thinking, I know some real geniuses around here, and 50 grand, if I could get some old boy and convince him to just confess to it and do the time, and we'd give him 10 grand, and then me, I could get the 40 grand, or if we could find, so I had some help, we could split the 40 grand. He'd go do his time, get 3 hots and a cot, cable TV, give him a little bit of education while he's in the pen, come back out and be 10 grand to the good. But I got to find somebody to fess up to first, and I ain't found nobody yet. So I've been watching a little bit about what's going on up in Virginia. They're fixing to have a shit storm up there once they go to trying to confiscate guns, if that's what they're planning on doing. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they're trying to do up there, but I know one thing, they're fixing to have a shit storm. But it goes like this. One time there's this Arab, and he was out in the desert, and a sandstorm come through, and there's a camel outside, and the camel stuck his head in the tent, and they asked that Arab if he could drive out the sandstorm with his head in the tent. And Arab said, well, yeah, I reckon it'd be all right. So the next thing he knows, he's got the front part of his body in the tent. And he said, it's getting bad. Can I ride the storm out with the front part of my body in the tent? And Arab said, yeah, I reckon that'd be all right. Well, next thing Arab knows, he's sitting outside in the sandstorm and the camel's in the tent. And that's how they're going to do you with your rights and your gun laws and everything else. Yeah, they'll tell you right now, well, nobody needs AR-style rifles, and you got these damn liberals and hippies, and they'll say, no, you don't need that, and then you got people say, go along with it. Well, next thing you know is, you don't need any kind of semi-automatic weapon. Well, yeah, you're right, you don't need nothing like that. Well, next thing you know, well, you don't need any kind of lever actions or pumps, and then you don't need any kind of single shots, and the next thing you know, you're shit out of luck, and you ain't got nothing, and you ain't nothing but a subject, because an unarmed man is a subject, and an armed man is a citizen. Our forefathers didn't have the forethought to put that in there because they're a gang of dumbasses. They put it in there because they know that we needed guns, and to be a free society, you need to be able to protect yourself and defend yourself against a tyrannical government, which is what we're getting to have up there. So that's my thoughts on this damn gun control and all that mess. It's like this. I was in the Boy Scouts. And in the Boy Scouts, our motto was be prepared. And I just like to be prepared. And I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So, my mama and papa, they fought like cats and dogs. But they were the two jealous. You talk about people that was jealous over each other at times. One time I come into the house, and there's a grumbling, and I said, what's the matter? And Papa said, we was down at the grocery store, and your mama seen one of my old girlfriends down there, and Mama started grumbling about her, and he said, well, my God, Dolly, she's got Alzheimer's. She wouldn't know me if I talked to her. so my mama, she loved, I reckon she loved that other old boy. I'm going to say she loved 3 men in her life. Conway Twitty, my papa, and Terrell Reese. And Terrell Reese was her only serious boyfriend before my papa come along, and Papa Jill flirted him and knocked him out of the seat, and then he married my mom, and then here I am. So, Papa died when he was 78, and they had been married, I think, 62, 3 years when he died. and he would talk about how crazy and how sorry and good for nothing and weird Terrell Reese was. all the time that that he was alive. I mean, not right up to his deathbed, but man, me and him be sitting out on the breezeway talking. He'd tell me some story because they all growed up together, and he'd say, "Yeah, old Turtle. So there's something wrong with him. That boy wasn't right. He's odd turned." So they grumbled and they fought like cats and dogs, but they loved each other. and my mama, my poor old mama, she was kind of not like depressed, but she wasn't an optimist. She was more of a pessimist. And I'd come home after work or after school. I'd say, "Well, what happened today, Mama?" And she said, "Well, old such and such come to see me. They just come over here to see what I ain't got." And my papa, Mama, she'd talk about getting old and stuff like that. Papa, he'd say, "You know something, every morning I get up and I look in the mirror and I say, 'You handsome devil, you.'" So, but I reckon that'll do it for tonight. It's been, I put this post on there. It's been a year ago since we hit the country music world with a tornado with our meth house shine. I never thought I'd ride it out this far. But I'm thinking once I get my band together, we're going to do the summer 2023 Tease Tour. Trade lots, truck stops, and trailer parks. And I'm going to hit every flying J between here and Barstow, California with my band. We're going to have us a big flatbed and a 79 Peterbilt pulling us with my old buddy John Boy driving. So, you be on the lookout for us this summer. That's about all I got for tonight. I reckon I'm going to piss on the fire and call the dogs. I'll see you on the flip.